The joys of surface mount capacitors. Hello and welcome to another Mr. Beats By video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're investigating an audio record fault with the Sony C20. Basically everything is fine with this machine except there is no audio being recorded onto the tape. It's just completely silent. So what I've done is I've hooked up the NV-FV1, I think that's the right model number, which is a portable VHS player recorder. Can also be used with cameras. Has a built-in LCD screen, dates from 1991. And I've actually got a good battery for this as well. So literally I'm just using this standalone looped through to the C20. Don't worry about all the noise on the screen. I've actually got it looped, so I'm getting video feedback. So the video's in a loop, so that's the effect it gets. In fact, if I just do this, you'll see there the tuner. So yeah, and I've also got the RF hooked up to the TV test signal at the moment, which is the noise you can hear. Okay, so let's try a recording. Brand new old stock cassette in there. So let's press play on the Panasonic and do some recording.
And that traditional farewell means we really have come to the end of the last night of the Proms 2012.
So that dates it.
Wherever you are, I hope you've enjoyed it. The Proms will be back again next year, of course, and I do hope you'll join us for the first night of the Proms on Friday, the 12th of July, 2013.
Okay, so let's now give that a try. And I'm going to need some volume on the telly. Oh, actually, we should just be able to do it to the Panasonic. So let's give it a go.
From all the team here at the Royal...
Right, okay, so I am getting something. Right, so I've got audio. I've got a servo problem by the looks. Rather than it being audio. I don't know why I thought this was an audio issue, but no, it's lack of control pulses, or it's not recording them, or yeah. So basically, two ways to look at this. Is it recording pulses, control pulses properly? And at the right amplitude, so it can pick those back up when you're playing back, or are they just not there at all? Now, the first scenario, that can, well, more than likely be down to contamination on the audio control head, or bad alignment, or wear. The second one, of course, is more to do with the electronics. So yeah, it's trying. Yeah. Right, okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is let's eject the cassette. A little protest from the Panasonic because of the loop through. And yeah, let's have a look at the actual tape path itself, check the head's clean. So giving it a clean, this is just from the head, the AC head, and the capstan. Pretty grubby. So yeah, just looking in here, so I can do this properly. So that's basically the control head down here. The audio head is at the top, and then you've got the erase head here, which is just for the audio tracks. This would be audio dub, and then over here you've got the full erase head. The audio is always erased from here. Yeah, I suppose what I might try next is actually just trying a pre-recorded beta tape and just see what that looks like. Okay, so I've got this Bush cassette again, which is more than likely a rebadged Toshiba tape if Bush kit from the time is anything to go by. So see if it does actually play. Actually got some. This is recorded with a strange aerial setup by the looks of it. But yeah, I think I need to check whether that is actually on the recording, or I've actually got other problems with this machine. So yeah, so let's try a different tape. This one. Yeah, so that's actually playing back perfect. And it's picking up control pulse as well. What's the tracking like? So, furthest left, furthest right. That is actually really good. So, that's good. So let's try now doing a recording again.
On the BBC Radio 2 website tomorrow from 3:30.
So let's just check. Yeah, so yes, we're just not getting the control pulses. So hopefully you can see that the tape is actually running really true, really well. Not the easiest thing to see, but yeah. It's actually really good. Good take up as well. So we are looking at audio control issues. So I think I haven't actually got another one of these boards, and I do want to get this board going anyway. I want this to stay original if I can. But I might have another machine I can borrow this board from, and we can just see if that if it is actually on this board, or whether we've got something in the servo circuitry, some feedback that's not being received, or whatever. So yeah, let's have a look. So my thought was to actually nick audio board from this C80. It's the first time I've had this apart, and I will be doing a video on this machine. But it is completely different. This is the audio board here, which also combines with some of the timer functions. Even the power supply is very different, much more heavy duty by the looks of it. But yeah, so shot down in flames with that one. So I'll put this back together, and yeah, I think we're going to have to do some good old-fashioned fault finding. Yay! Okay, so I'm pretty confident that the AM3 board is actually okay. The only reason I thought it was the AM3 board was I originally thought I had an audio recording issue only, but I haven't. The audio is being recorded fine. And yeah, so we're looking at the SS16 board, which is where the control head signals come from and go to, depending on whether it's play or record. One thing I thought I would just make sure of, though, is that we have actually got raise signal going to the raise head. Now on the C20, because there's no audio dub or dubbing functionality, the both the audio raise head and the full video path raise head, they're connected together, so they're essentially on the same line. And if I just take this out of pause, you can see we've got a nice healthy signal there going to both heads, so that's great. Very, very rarely I have known the video for raise head go open circuit. You should expect about 3.8 ohms across that if it's working properly and as it should be. If it's gone high, or it's higher than that, then there's a good chance that it's got an internal problem, or if it's open circuit, of course. And that will manifest itself in if you record onto a blank cassette, it will probably be fine. But if you try and record over another recording, you'll have all sorts of strange color issues, potentially some tracking issues. Sound will probably be okay if the raise head on the ace head assembly is fine. If you're not getting this oscillation at the pins, then both audio and video will be affected. So you may hear audio from the previous recording, especially if it's quite loud. Yeah, so if you don't have that signal, that's what you'll get, both audio and visual issues. But yeah, just with the video raise head open circuit not working, you get all sorts of color issues, which is the most obvious sign that you've got a problem. So I'm going to pop the can top back on the AM3 board, and I suppose we better take the bottom off and have a look at the. I think it's the bottom off. It might not be actually. Yeah, so I should be able to do it probably from the top. So yeah, so let's get and do that now. Okay, so I've decided to go from the top just because obviously I have a much clearer view of where everything is. So this connector here is the control head connection, and I've actually removed the whole tuning board. The machine will work perfectly fine with the AV out and with RF out. With that board out, so it just makes access a lot easier, not worrying about this sliding about on top of the deck or wherever you want to swing it to. And I have actually just, rather than unthread all the cables from the cable management, just pinch the base together and push with your fingers. You do it with some pliers just to pinch it, quick push, and they just come out. It just keeps everything nice and tidy and out the way to an extent. So so we've still got playback. I assume we've still got volume. Yeah. So I'm going to try and get that in there. Let's do an auto. Should be getting something. Yeah. Okay, so I'm recording at the moment. Signal there, and you can actually see that I'm getting about 2.9 volts at a frequency of 25 hertz, which, yes, it is actually a bit low. So voltage peak to peak, actually it's a bit high. So voltage peak to peak is 2.45 volts. According to the manual, it should be 0.8 volts peak to peak. So that's actually a higher voltage than I would expect. And I just wonder what, because obviously it's there, but it's just not being committed to the tape. Yeah, I can really see, because in the back of my mind I was thinking that it may need a new ACE head, but I didn't really want to believe that. But maybe there is a problem with it. I mean, we've got, it's almost like it's open, but it can't be. Because the other thing that's odd is I should be getting some signal when I play back, and I don't appear to be. But if I unplug the CN307 connector, obviously it loses all control pulses. So yeah, it blanks, speakers haywire. But yeah, I'm not really picking up much either. So yeah, although of course the signal is going to be really, really low. So what I need to do really is take it from the next stage, so I can see that. So yeah, okay, I'm sort of thinking this through out loud. So still doesn't really answer the question as to what is going on with the recording side of it. Really doesn't make sense. So given that I'm getting really good control pulses to the head, I have to assume that it's a worn head. You can tell, to a degree anyway, if you gently rub your nail across the heads, you can sometimes feel like a groove or a stepped section. If you're feeling that, then they're pretty worn. This one's actually perfect. I managed to dig this out from my collection of spares. I was starting to wonder if I would have one. So this is the control head. This plugs in here, and then you can see here what happens with the arrays on the 20s and 30s. That it's literally just goes to the video information arrays head, and then you've got the arrays head for the audio there. This is literally just pulled through. So yeah, looks like they're actually running series. Yes, they are. They're running series. That's interesting. So yeah, and then you've got the connector there, which goes to here. So I'm going to change this out. How I'm going to do it is to try and keep the alignment as best I can. I'm going to just remove the head assembly from the whole of the tape path assembly for the ACE, and yeah, see how I get on. So I'll do that now. So just untangling all the cabling. Basically, this connector here comes down here, goes through this cable management, through this bit of cable management, then round, and it comes through here. So you have to remove this to get to the cabling. You see it goes underneath the end of the lacing run there. And obviously the control head pretty much goes the same sort of direction goes through here, through this cable management, again through here, and through. They do get tangled up in between other wires, so you don't pull too hard. But yeah, it's not too bad. I'm probably going to leave this arrays head in and just unsolder these two connections here. On the other head, it's actually quite tatty anyway, so I'll just tidy that up. I've already cleaned the new head as well, the replacement head. So yeah, let's get this in and yeah, see what happens. So putting it back together, head's back in. I've actually used where the paint was and the slight difference in colour of the metal to line this up. So really need to get this lined up. So basically it synchronizes with the cassette for the audio side of this. So if it's a little bit too far either one way or the other, you'll get like lip sync, for want of a better way to describe it, issues. So yeah, it'd be right on its own recordings, but of course on pre-recorded stuff it would be a little bit out potentially. So the other thing I didn't mention before as well is the motor guard. It has a bit of plastic here, and this actually helps push or insulate the motor from the cables. Not that there's any sort of voltage issues there because everything is insulated, but yeah, it just keeps the cables from fouling the motor side when you put it in and out. So yeah, let's get that back together and route these cables, and we'll give it a try. So mission accomplished. Actually playing back a recording. So yeah, that's really good. The quality of the playback from this is not that wonderful at times. This has surface mount capacitors in it, and they are causing problems. You can actually see the sort of noise I'm getting through on video and audio. I get choppy audio as well sometimes, especially when it's cold. But it's good enough for testing. I'm aware of that problem, so that's fine. And it's working great, and it wasn't too bad to do. I'm going to remember the method I did this. I take this board out, the tuning board. It just gives so much more access. You can just go straight in. It's nice and tidy. You can really make sure your cable management's good. So you can see there, you put the that metal clip back around the cables. It's all fed round nicely, and yeah, really chuffed to be honest. And sound is also good. Checking the tracking. The tracking on record, I mean, that's left and that's right. I mean, that's really excellent. It's a really lovely machine. And sound.
Where's Rosamond? She's with your mama.
The sound is excellent. I mean, this machine is just top money. You know, it's right on the button. So I'm really, really pleased with it. And it's a quick, clean machine, really, for its age. So, yeah, really chuffed with that. So what I'm going to do now is, let's just try pre-recorded tape. The other thing I did do, which is a bit daft, I managed to get to get the plastic over the solenoid there. So of course when I push the tape in, it tried to lace rather than load. So yeah, it's an easy one to do, but obviously turned it off quick, manually wind back the lacing, and then put this properly, so that bit of plastic's the other side of that little post there that comes off the end of the solenoid. Right, so I do have some alignment issues which I'll have to address. So I'm a little bit out there, but that's fine. That's nothing really to worry about. It's just going to be a tiny bit on the audio head side of it, probably. Yeah, so I'm just pressing down ever so slightly on this side of the head, and you know, you can see that it's tracking in better. So I just need a very slight adjustment there, but that's fine. And what's the audio actually like? Yeah, so you can hear it's a little bit low. I'd expect it to be higher than that, but that's fine. So I'll get that little bit of alignment done, and this machine is all good to go. So the original head, it is actually very worn, and there is a defined step, like a groove there. So yeah, that head has had it. So really pleased to have found that and be able to repair it. So hope you enjoyed this one. Something a little bit different again, I suppose. And please like and subscribe. Really means a lot to me. And look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye for now.